All right, everyone. Zoom is bringing all of you on. It's so exciting to be with you here today. We are going to have an amazing time together, and I cannot wait to teach you about this topic, how to trust yourself. This is one of the most difficult things that I have ever had to teach myself how to do. Here, you a much easier way so this doesn't take you as long. If you don't know who I am, my name is Emily. Oh, I'm cutting in and out, you guys. Dang it. I changed the batteries in my microphone. Is it still not working or is it okay? Cutting in and out. All right, well. Oh, Zoom. Can you hear me now? How about now, guys? Okay. You know what? Technology is just so fun, isn't it? Oh, well. This is something that I always teach my clients, that life is 50-50. And it was always going to be 50-50, 50% good, 50% bad. Our technology was always going to be this way. So you were not meant to hear me in professional sound quality today, I guess. Wouldn't have it any other way. Exactly. Okay, hold on 1 second, you guys. Hold on. Can you guys see me okay? All right, we are going to get started. Zoom has almost pulled you guys on here. I want to make sure that you, hold on. All right, we are going to get started. Trusting yourself. This is something that was very difficult for me to learn in the last 8 months, but it's something that I have found to be absolutely essential to your success. Not trusting yourself is something that I believe held me back for a very long time. And I believe that it's holding you back as well if you're constantly doubting yourself or when you're doubting yourself. You might be someone that's very confident. You might be someone who feels like you don't have a problem with this. But as a human being, we all struggle with trusting ourselves at one time or another. And it might come up here or it might come up there. But it's finding out where and when it's coming up for us so that we can take a look at it, so that we can be more effective and trust ourselves more consistently. Now, there's many of you here that are familiar with my work. Maybe you're tuning in because you follow my podcast, Beyond the Rank. There is a free podcast that I do called Beyond the Rank that is available where any podcasts are available. And I teach about these things on that podcast. If you're not following yet, go check it out later today. Some of you are also joining here because you're members of my coaching community. And I'm so excited to share this workshop with you here today because these are the types of things that I love to teach about that I know are going to change your life and leave an incredible impact for you. So, trust. It's a continual belief. It's a belief in someone or something. Knowing that the decision you're making is the correct one, even when you can't ensure that it's the right one. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's stepping forward with confidence in what you're doing. Now, not trusting, on the other hand, is disbelief. Doubt that is unsure of the correct choice. Questioning if what you're doing is right. looking for external validators to clue you in on if it's right. And it breeds this energy of there's one way and one wrong way. There's one right way and there's one wrong way. And that we don't know which way it is to go. It's doubting and questioning everyone around you, especially yourself. Constantly wondering, constantly worrying. Is this business ever going to work out? Am I using the right system? Is there something easier and faster that I don't know about? Am I in the wrong company? Is my upline the problem? If my team were better, we'd be going faster. Why am I not going faster? Why am I not a good leader? Am I the problem? What if I was never supposed to do this? What if doing this hurts my family, my marriage, my children? Should I have posted that? What will people think? What will it mean about me if I post about the business? What will people think if I make more money or post about money? How do we know the answers to these questions? How do we know that what we're doing is the right thing to do? We can pray to know what God wants for our life, but there's still this agency piece of the puzzle where He wants us to decide and then do. He wants us to take a step forward in faith. And we think that if we could just have a lightning bolt or something, someone telling us that it's right, then we can know it's right. But that never works. So we doubt. We doubt ourselves. We look for someone else to trust our decisions. And then we wonder why we don't trust ourselves. When I trust you, it's because I believe you. Think of someone in your life that you trust. You trust them because you believe what they say is true. When I trust myself, it's because I believe myself. When you don't trust yourself, it's because you don't believe yourself. What you say you're going to do, what you think you can or cannot do. When you don't trust someone else, you think it's because they are not trustworthy and they cannot be trusted. But that's all wrong. It actually has nothing to do with them. It's only to do with you. Now, this doesn't mean that there aren't dishonest people out there. Of course, there are dishonest people out there. But when you trust yourself, you have nothing to fear. And that's what I'm going to teach you how to do today. When I started my certification program through the Life Coach School, I'm a certified life coach through the Life Coach School by Brooke Castillo. And when I started that certification last summer, I have a bachelor's degree in elementary education, and I have a top 10 team in my network marketing company. I'm actively building. So when I started my certification program and I'm a mom of 4, and I've been married for 19 years, and I am a dog mom. My 5th child is my little King Charles Cavalier. Her name's Cosette. Okay, now we've got introductions. Good if you don't know me yet. So when I started my certification program last summer, I spent 3 months being coached by some of the greatest life coaches in the world. And every single time I would get coached, do you want to know what came up for me in my result line almost every single time? Put a 1 in the comments if you want to know what came up for me, because I think it's going to surprise you. I am someone who people would say is a very confident person, very successful person. And the 4 things that came up for me in all of my results for 3 months straight was, I don't trust me, I don't like me, I doubt me, and I hurt me. It came up for me when I would get coached in little things. Like, I didn't want my daughter to have a cell phone because my thought was cell phone will ruin her life. It came up for me when I had to pick a new hairdresser. Should I switch hairdressers? I don't know. It came up for me when I was on the hunt for a new OBGYN. It sounds so silly. My thoughts were always looking for someone else to agree or validate me so I could know without a doubt that what I was doing was the right choice. But when I looked at what my brain was doing through all of it and some other major things that were going on in my life at the time, my result would come up as I don't trust me, I doubt me, I hurt me, or I don't like me, which was so weird. I have hundreds and hundreds of models with these 4 results. And when I say model, what I mean is anything you encounter in your life is a circumstance. For example, the weather, the president of the United States, the company you work for, a cell phone. And then you have a thought about it. And that thought might be something like, the cell phone will ruin my daughter's life. Or I am not sure if I made the right decision to work from home. Or I think working a business is hurting my family. And then from those thoughts, you feel an emotion like insecurity, doubt, fear, anxious. And from those feelings, you take action. So you might start thinking about the ways this is going to ruin your daughter's life because she's going to have a cell phone and she's going to be in the dance chat with the other girls that have cell phones. And you don't want her to go through pain of text messages because she's so young, and so on and so forth. But in your result line is always something about you. And at first, when I started seeing I doubt myself coming up in every single time I looked at things in my life like this, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't trust myself. This is awful. What is wrong with me? How do I learn to trust myself? And so I started to question, why don't I trust myself? I was constantly looking for external validation more times than not in my decision making. Maybe you do this too. Is network marketing okay as a job? What does my mom think? What does my dad think? What does my neighbor down the street think? Should I post this picture with these words? Do you think I could really get to diamond? Should I push for my rank this month? Of course, we seek advice from those we love and respect around us. But when we don't trust ourselves, it's more than just casual advice. When we are insecure, we let the advice of others determine our actions and choices. And ultimately, that is what creates our result. And sometimes there are too many voices. Have you ever heard of the crabs in the bucket story? I was with some friends this weekend in Arizona, and my friend Kimberly reminded me of this story, and I knew I had to share it with you today. So, on a sunny day, there was a man walking along the beach, and he saw another man fishing in the surf with a bait bucket beside him. As he drew closer, he saw that the bait bucket had no lid and had live crabs inside. And he said, "Why don't you cover your bait bucket so the crabs won't escape?" And the man said, "You don't understand. If there is one crab in the bucket, I would surely have to cover the bucket because the crab would crawl out very quickly all alone. However, when there are many crabs in the bucket, if even one tries to crawl up the side, the others will grab hold of it and pull it back down so that it will share the same fate as the rest of them." The voices and pressures of the world are engaging and humorous, but too many voices are deceptive, seductive, and can pull us away from God. Ignore the crabs. Get out of their bucket. I'm going to share with you the ways to trust yourself today, but my biggest piece of advice is to make time each day for God in your life, to hear his voice more clearly, and then yours after that to know which way to step out in faith. Trust is something you learn to have with yourself and develop within yourself. You can learn to trust yourself this year. And in doing so, you will attract more customers, business builders, and create the business of your dreams. Your relationship with yourself will improve first and foremost, but beyond that, every relationship in your life will get better. Confidence will be a result created within you because confidence is just a trust in your skills, choices, and values. It comes from within yourself and feels like an inner knowing of your strengths and weaknesses while still thinking positively about yourself. And sometimes allowing the negative to be true as well, because we are all 50-50 humans. There's 50% good side of us and there's a 50% negative side of us. And one is not better than the other. It just is human. And it comes from learning to trust yourself through small actions over and over again that you take. Trusting yourself says, sometimes I'm not totally honest with others, but I'm still the most incredible person. You might be thinking this doesn't apply to me because I'm honest all of the time, but that's actually not true. When you're late to something, do you make up a little white lie to soften the blow? For example, do you say there was traffic when there was none? Do you say that your dog got out and you had to chase her down, even though really you just decided to change the laundry and blow dry your hair because you knew it would make you feel better instead of being on time? Humans tell lies, little ones and big ones, but all of us do it. Oftentimes only to please others, to make ourselves feel less guilty about something, like being late. And we excuse these lies because we know they aren't hurting anyone. At least that's what we tell ourselves they aren't. Except here's the thing. When we lie to others to not hurt them, we actually hurt ourselves. When we lie to ourselves, we also hurt ourselves. And that keeps us from trusting ourselves. Now, like I mentioned before, about a year ago, I started seeing this result pop up in my life that I didn't like. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to stick with exercise or not respond to work messages on Sundays. I didn't trust myself to go to bed early. When I first started network marketing 6 years ago, I didn't trust myself to stick with anything more than 6 months because I never had before. When I would get bored with something, I would just let it go. These are just a few simple examples, but I have big examples that were holding me back personally and professionally in the same regard. When we don't trust ourselves in the little things, we absolutely cannot trust ourselves in the big things. And that is when we will always struggle. In fact, I have a friend who has a coaching program with a niche of when you think you've married the wrong man. And that's all her clients. And she coaches thousands and thousands of women who are afraid that they've married the wrong person. There's a whole niche for that because women are doubting themselves about a choice they made 15, 20 years ago. Trust is simply a relationship we have with ourselves. So how do we start trusting ourselves in the little things? Here it is, everybody. I'm going to give you the answer, and you're going to be able to start doing it right now. You simply decide 24 hours in advance what you're going to do. And then you do those things that you say you were going to do. This doesn't have to be rigid. Life can still happen and derail you. You might get sick. You might have a child's schedule that goes amiss. On those days, you're going to circle the items you didn't get done in your planner and move them to the next day. Yes, you need a planner to build trust with yourself. This is the easiest and least expensive gold mine tip that anyone has ever given you. Don't ever let a week go to the next week without completing every task you've laid out to be completed in any week. You're just going to push it to the next day if you don't get it done on the day you plan to get it done. And you're going to always make sure that everything you wrote down gets done by Saturday. Then take Sunday off. Take Sunday off. Let it be a day of rest. When you start to trust yourself in the little things, like I will message 3 people tomorrow, work out 30 minutes, be on time to the team call, do my follow-ups, make my bed, and go to bed at a certain time, and write those things down in your planner with an about certain time of day you're going to get it done, you will begin to trust yourself. It sounds so silly and simple, but I'm telling you, it works and it's free. It totally works. The key is deciding what you're going to do the night before. I challenge you to do it for the rest of the month of January for starters, and then carry it into February. You can even tell yourself every day that you're just going to do it for tomorrow. And after that, you don't know. And then every day, say that over and over again until finally you've done it for a week. And finally, you've done it for 2 weeks, and then a month, and then 3 months. As you do this, you will notice places where you trust that you're going to get something done. And you're going to notice where you're more insecure about it. Things are going to come up for you that you are not currently good at following through on. But you're going to write it down, and come hell or high water, you're going to get it done by Saturday every single week. Maybe for you, it's hosting a weekly team call that you don't trust you'll follow through on, or posting on social media every day, or doing your weekly check-ins with your clients. Maybe it's sending new reach outs that you're constantly avoiding, or maybe you don't trust yourself to make dinner every night. For 1 week, write down on a note on your phone, in a journal, or on a piece of scrap paper any doubting thoughts or sayings that keep coming up for you as you're trying to do these things that you've written down. I don't want you to tell yourself things like, I shouldn't think that I'm never going to get any business builders. No, don't tell ourselves that. We're supposed to think positive, happy thoughts. No. I want you to notice the negative thoughts you're thinking about yourself and the discomfort that you're feeling that comes up for you when you're trying to get these things done that you've written down the night before that you're going to get done. I don't want you thinking, I shouldn't think I'll never be able to get this all done. Instead, when you think things like, I'm never going to get any business builders, or I'll never be able to get this done, I just want you to notice it. Oh, interesting that I think that about myself. Funny that I think I'm never going to get this done, because last night when I wrote it down, I thought I was going to be able to get it done. Why do I think that now? I wonder why. Your brain is going to give you an answer, and it might not be very kind. But I just want you to talk back to your brain in those moments and say, so fascinating that we're thinking that right now about ourselves. Treat your brain like a toddler having a tantrum. You be the emotionally calm one. Let your brain totally freak out. Tell it everything is okay and it can calm down whenever it's ready. For each thought you have that's negative or breaking yourself down, I want you to write down next to it, or just think it in your head, who says I don't follow through? Who says this can't be done? Then answer that question. It might be, my mom said I never get things done. It might be, my upline said I'm never going to be able to do this. This can be a very painful process to answer these questions. In fact, right now, you might be thinking you aren't even going to do this because it sounds like a lot. Your brain will think it's dangerous, with imminent death, to think about these very vulnerable thoughts and beliefs you have about yourself. But just let your brain know that it's safe, and say to yourself, it's okay, brain. You can settle down now. I got me. You can apply this to anything in your life and your business. Did someone tell you you'll never succeed until you get over something in your life? Has someone told you that until you personally develop more, or lose weight, or figure your stuff out, or fix that relationship, or have that talk with someone, that you'll never rank up unless you do those things? And now you're just at wit's end trying to climb this ladder of personal development and exhaustion and fatigue that's not getting you any closer to where you want to be? Who told you that? Who is that person that's coming to your mind right now? Picture them. Who's the person that told you you can't do it? Everybody has someone in their mind that they're thinking about right now, including me. Decide if you want to allow that voice to have authority over your thoughts in this stage of your life. Journal out what your reactions are. Create a plan of action and how you want to move forward to really be who you want to be if none of the other things have said about you are even true. Or even if it is true, but you're going to succeed anyway. Take some time to figure out what trusting you feels like to you. Ask yourself, how will I know that I've reached the level of trust with myself that I want to achieve? Maybe you'll start by just deciding what time of day you'll do your income producing activity and doing it every day, even if you only message one person instead of three. Because oftentimes when we're learning to trust ourselves, we will go into very black and white, all or nothing thinking, where we have to be all in or all out. We have to do 10 messages a day or no messages a day. There's nothing in between. This never works. And we ultimately just give up and seek for evidence all over again of how we can't ever follow through, won't ever make it in this business, and should just give up now. Now, this is going to be different from person to person, so it doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. This is your personal measure of trust. Write it down and tuck it somewhere just for you. If you find yourself saying should a lot, like I've been doing this for 5 years and should be further along in the business, higher up in rank, or I should be making more money by now if this was going to work, or I should know how to do this by now. I want you to take a step back and reflect. Where is the should coming from? Many shoulds in life stem from cultural or familiar expectations. Maybe there are team expectations or company expectations you've heard before, like, oh, you should be at the top of your company within a year or 2 years, and you've been doing this for 6 years, so you must be doing it wrong. With all of these statements, it's helpful to ask yourself, is this truly what I want to believe? You have the power to reclaim your life at any point. The more that you make decisions that are in line with your true self and your desires, the more you will trust your decision making. Trusting that starting a network marketing business was the right thing to do. Trusting that waking up at 5 a.m. every day is the way to build the business you want while homeschooling your kids during the day or working full-time and being a mom. Start small. Most humans don't like a lot of change all at once. A very important key for any self-improvement work is to start small. That's why I'm just asking you to get a planner and write down the things you're going to accomplish the next day, even making your bed in a planner. You'll be tempted, especially this time of year, to overcommit. The urge is so strong around New Year's, isn't it? But here's the thing. That is black and white thinking, all in, all out mentality, and it's using willpower to accomplish things. And if it worked, I'd be all in, but it doesn't work. Start small. It's not go big or go home. Just get rid of that. We don't want it. I like to follow the mental model of 8 or better. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best, if I'm going to commit to do something and put it on my planner for the next day, and I go and I fill out my list of things for tomorrow, I can easily overcommit and overfill. The kids need something. My coaching business needs something. My network marketing business needs something. My husband needs something. I need this. They need that. Put the schedule together and then ask yourself, is this an 8 or better? Do you believe at an 8 or more that this will happen and that you can have joy and that it will be generally fun? What can you delegate or move if not? That's going to help you maintain your belief, your plan, what you've committed to, and that there's an 80% chance that you can do it, giving you more belief than doubt. Constraining yourself this time of year, especially, is choosing what you want to do on purpose and setting yourself up for success. Do you want to do it? And do you have the time to do it? How many points do you want to grow by this month? If you have 20 people ordering on your team and you say, I'm going to get 300 in the next 10 days. No, there's too much doubt, not enough belief. What type of daily actions will it take for you to hit your goal this month? If you have 20 orders right now and you want 30 more, can you get 3 people who can get 10? What type of actions will that take? What will you need to learn to do to achieve it? Do you need to do a Facebook Live? Do you need to learn how to make a reel? Do you need to have an in-person event in your home? What discomfort will you need to allow to succeed? What do you normally avoid when you're going after a goal? How can you make decisions the night before that will help you around those things you normally avoid? Make small promises to yourself and follow through on them. If you're not a morning person, don't commit to waking up at 6 a.m. every day. That's all or nothing thinking for us night owls. We can't do it. We don't want to do it. Instead, commit to a morning routine at a different time of day that works better for you, or even a nighttime routine instead. Have a growth mindset of, I don't trust myself yet, but I'm headed in that direction with the little promises I'm going to start making. A 2019 study found that the growth mindset interventions led to better math grades for high schoolers and improved even more when students were immersed in environments that encouraged growth mindset principles. I teach a monthly workshop just like this one you're getting today, the first Friday of every month inside of my Beyond the Rank coaching community. It is a coaching community for network marketers with Christian values. And if you're in my community, tell me in the comments of how surrounding yourself with people that are striving to have a growth mindset, like with like-minded people, has already made a difference in your life in 2020. How has being in a community with people who are constantly looking to have a growth mindset made your January the best January you've ever had? Know that you will fail, and it's okay. Fail bigger. We live in a failure-adverse culture where most people just talk about their accomplishments and avoid failure altogether. In fact, most people won't even try something unless they believe they can succeed at it before they start because they are so afraid of failure. Is that you? This is such a disservice to self and the way to success. For a lot of us, we were taught that trust and confidence in ourselves comes from achievements, but that's such a lie. This means that when we achieve, we feel great about ourselves and what we've done. But when we fail, our self-confidence and our trust in ourselves takes a hit. You don't have to think that anymore. Just let it go. Failing does not mean you did it wrong. Trust in self is a feeling. And if you've followed my work for even 2 seconds, you know where I'm going with this, right? Our thoughts create our feelings. Trust comes from our own thoughts about our own abilities, not our external achievements, not what the points in your back office say, not the rank you're going to hit. Regardless of whether we fail or succeed, we have the power to retain our trust with ourselves simply by what we think and believe about ourselves. We think a thought like, I'm doing this no matter what, and that gives us a feeling of trust. From trust, we take actions like posting on social media, going live, encouraging our teams to do the same, sending new reach outs, following up, creating events, and so on and so forth. From those actions, our result is I show up, I have my own back, I trust me, I like the way I lead. When we aren't afraid to fail because it won't mean anything about us, we will succeed so much more through our failures. The more comfortable you get with the negative emotions, the better you'll get. For example, when you do things like go live or plan an event, it's common to have nervous or anxious feelings. You might be uncomfortable. Expect to be uncomfortable as you plan out your day the night before. And expect to be even more uncomfortable as you're doing those things the next day. When you fail, you might feel a sense of embarrassment or shame. I see this happen with leaders who don't hold their rank especially, or they don't earn a retreat that they've always earned every year. Bring out the shame you feel with failure. Bring the shame out. Shame is just a feeling that comes from a thought that there's something wrong with you and that you can't be trusted, and that's simply not true. Shame comes from the thought that we shouldn't feel what we're feeling. Discouraged when we don't succeed, sad when we don't hit our goal, tired when it doesn't come easy. Shame hides in all of our negative feelings. I shouldn't be angry that I didn't earn the retreat my company did, but I am. I should get over it faster, but I can't. Shame hides in all of these little crevices. Being angry can be good at times like this. Build a trust with self from it that is so sturdy that you don't need validation from success or failure either way. You know who you are, and you don't need anyone to recognize you for it. Sometimes you've just adopted the criticisms of an authority figure in your life, an upline, your parents, teacher, community, or an ecclesiastical leader. There comes a point where this feedback no longer serves your current life. Standing up to those old criticisms in your mind can unlock a whole new potential. Last year, I had someone close to me say, "You'll never be successful at anything other than this." It messed me up for several months. I was all up in my thoughts about it. And as I did little things to build trust in myself, like deciding what I was going to do the night before and then doing it, I slowly began to trust myself. When the voice in my head repeated, "You'll never be successful at anything other than this," my brain slowly started to say, "Watch me." And then I got to work. Trusting yourself is rewriting the narratives in our heads about worthiness. Dig out what you want to think about yourself, reframe them, and talk back to your brain when it says you're not good enough. When we talk back to our brains enough, that confident inner child that we lost touch with can come back out. I know this because I've done it this last year. It will be the most rewarding personal development you'll ever do in your entire life. I have chills from head to toe. Can you feel it? Tell yourself even the negative emotions along the way will be temporary. Focus on what you control, just your own thoughts. Surround yourself with people that will build you up instead of tear you down. Take one day a week where you have zero connection to social media. For me, that day is Sunday. Airplane mode Sunday night to Monday morning. Be compassionate to yourself like you would a small child standing next to you that has made a mistake and is beating themselves up for it, and tune into some form of coaching. I'm going to talk a little bit about my coaching program here because I believe that everyone needs a coach, and not just any coach, but a good coach, someone who is trained and certified to help you get the results you're looking to get. Now, I may not be that person for you, and this may not be the program for you. But either way, if all you do today is find a coach that is good for you, this is a win. Now, I'm a little biased because I think that my coaching community is amazing. So I'm going to share it with you today in case there's a little voice inside of you saying, "We need something like this," or "Maybe this could finally work for me." Some of you are here because you've been waiting for me to open the doors to my community Beyond the Rink, which is my coaching program, and you want to get more help from me. You want me to be your coach. And I'm going to tell you what that's all about and what that program looks like. And the doors are open right now today for you if you're interested in joining me. Coming to these monthly workshops like the one you just listened to today and listening to one coaching call a week every month will change your view about yourself. What we did here on this workshop today is only 20%. And if you come and join my coaching community, I'm going to be able to take you the other 80%. It will allow you the tools you need to truly learn to trust yourself. If all you do is listen to the one monthly workshop I teach on the first Friday of every month, it will help you make progress like never before. I'm not going to do anything like this for free for at least 6 months. I might not even do it again this year. So if you've learned something about yourself today and you're thinking maybe this is the thing that can help you this year, then this is the right time for you to get started. Let this be the small thing that you do each week for the rest of this year that you say you will do the night before. Hook your future self up, and slowly you will grow the seed of trust in yourself. A tiny little mustard seed is all you need. This is an online program that I have. I'm always right here in my office in Draper, Utah. The door is locked, and I'm going to be here coaching you, and you're going to be wherever you are all over the world. Thanks to technology, it doesn't matter where you live, you can participate in this from anywhere. The nice thing about being online is you can be as visible or not visible as you want to be. I have some people that like to come on and get coached live a lot in front of the group, and I get to know them. And then I have others that want to stay hidden behind the scenes, and you can do that and still make tons of progress, even if you want to stay a little bit quieter. What we do in Beyond the Rank, if you've been listening to the podcast or if you haven't, and you like what I'm teaching here today, you can go check out that podcast. It's called Beyond the Rank. It's public and open to anyone. And what you hear on the podcast and what you've heard here today, you're going to get 10 times the results coming into my program. One of the things we do a lot in the program is live calls. I'm going to pull my little board here for you for my visual learners because that's what I am. I am 100% a visual learner. And I want to show you so that you can see what you get. Okay. Can you guys see that okay? There we go. All right. So we do a lot of live calls inside of Beyond the Rank. Now, I say lots of calls because we offer lots, but you don't have to come to all of them. One of my rules for Beyond the Rank is you are never behind. And those of you that are already in my program, tell them in the comments how you are literally never behind. And this is the very first coaching thing you've ever done that you've actually never been behind in. It's so true. Just like when you go to the gym, you don't look at the class schedule and think, dang, how am I going to go to all of these classes? There's 7 classes a day, 7 days a week. I don't want to be in the gym all those times, right? Dang, how am I going to be able to make it? No, you just think, oh, I'm going to go to these 3 classes this week or whatever. We usually do 3 to 4 classes a week. Come to one or watch the replays. You'll have a member login section, not on Facebook. Not on Facebook. Can I get an amen? Where you can watch the replays anytime, or you can download our member-only private podcast where you can listen to all of the calls on the podcast app. Again, this member-only podcast is how you can participate in the program listening on the go. I have leaders in my program who have teams with tens of thousands of people underneath them, working a full-time network marketing business in full momentum, telling me this is the very first program they've ever been able to do and not be behind. This is the thing that is finally going to work for you. I made this for the busiest of people who don't have time to sit and watch replays of Zoom or don't like watching replays. Of course, if you love watching replays, you have that option in your content section. As little or as much as you'd like. There's a lot of different options available to you. Every month, I give you a class where we go in depth on a topic, just like we did here today. November was abundance and how to have it. December was how to stop people pleasing. January was how to develop confidence. So we're going very in depth on that topic all month long. You get the class, you get a Q&A call with me to ask questions about it. You get a worksheet if you like a worksheet. And then we focus on that topic all month long. You get live coaching calls with me every single week. I coach 10 to 15 people a week on group Zooms. If you are in the program, you can come to any or all of these calls, or like I said, you can watch or listen to them on the replay. If you don't want to get coached, that's fine. But listen to coaching, because when you listen, it will help you just as much as getting coached. I'm telling you, it's magic. Either way, listening to coaching or getting coached each week, it's going to work for you. Each Friday, we have an Ask Emily call where you can come to the call and ask me any business questions and pick my brain freely without getting coached. I am a master network marketer and a certified life coach. If all you did was come and ask me how to write a message to someone that's ghosting you, it's going to make you money because I'm so good at this. And I'm not telling you this to brag, but to tell you to have direct access to me one-on-one once a week is such an amazing feature that I've built into this program for you. It's just the how questions that you have access to me weekly on. We always post the replays within 24 hours so you can listen on the go. A lot of people tell me they listen while they're working out, doing laundry, running carpool. Some of you tell me you take me into the shower with you every day, and I'm just so honored. When you join Beyond the Rank, you'll get access to 4 courses under our content section on what the problem is with your thoughts, how to fix them, the model, how to process emotions. You'll also have access to all of our previous workshop and content so far. People tell me that if all they did was watch the 4 foundational calls, they're only 10 minutes each, that it was worth their month's financial contribution. Now, just to give you some perspective, I know that some people don't share their numbers, and I get that, but I'm not some people. I hate how there's so many people in network marketing offering business advice, and they've never had a successful network marketing business. So I'm going to share my numbers with you today because I want you to see the value in hiring me as your coach over someone else. We made $1.2 million in my network marketing business in 2020 and 2021. We are on pace to surpass that this year. So I know a lot about network marketing, and I didn't know it before. I learned it as I figured out how to do network marketing, getting to the top of my company. It won't be as hard for you to get to the top of your company as it was for me because you will have me. If you have a business and you want to grow it and you want to be successful, I teach you all of the basics of how to get to the top of your company. And then you have that weekly Ask Emily call where you have direct access to me to ask anything about what's going on in your business. And I will give you the how-to to direct your advice live, to give you direct advice live and in real time. I'm going to encourage you to listen to your upline and to do whatever it is that they are doing, because that is also how you win. If you don't have an upline, that's okay. I will just help you in whatever way you need. But I want to give you the financial breakdown of how much all of these things would cost if I sold them individually, which I do not do that individually anymore, by the way. But if I did, this is how much each of those things would cost. The live workshop that you just attended today would cost $197. That's what people have paid me in the past to present this sort of thing to them. A live group coaching, what other coaches charge for 1 month of the same program that I'm giving you, they are charging you $700, and I used to charge $700. The Ask Emily call once a week to have direct access to me for 1 hour is something that you would pay $700 for alone each month. The foundational series classes that I have for you on what your thought is, what the problem with your thought is, the solution, and how to process your emotions, I've sold that 4-part series for $200. In order to work with me for 1 year, a 12-month private coaching to grow your business to the top of any network marketing company, what my clients have paid me in the past is a $5,000 upfront investment and then a $1,000 monthly retainer with a 12-month minimum contract for 45 minutes of coaching per week. That's less than 4 hours a week. You're going to have 75 minutes of me every single day if you want it. This is what companies currently pay and contract with me to work with them, corporate companies. And when I've worked with private clients in the past, this is what they pay me for my knowledge and expertise. That is over it's almost $3,000 a month to have that. But what I wanted was Target. Who here likes Target? I wanted to be Target for you. I wanted this to be something that you would show up for and take it seriously, but also be totally affordable no matter where you are in your business. That's why I priced it at $59. It's worth way more than that easily. In fact, I have life coaches in my life coaching world who tell me I need to be charging at least $400 a month for what I'm giving you. And I just say to them, it's fine, I'm Target. All right, so $59 is what I think is going to get you to show up to coaching calls, because free doesn't really move your butt. $59 is going to keep you engaged, caring about yourself. And it's also going to be affordable if you just started your business yesterday, or if you're making tens of thousands of dollars. Doesn't matter what you're making, you're going to be able to do $59, okay? Let me show you what you get for that. Option 1, $59 per month. Cancel at any time. You're going to put your credit card number in, and it will say today you're paying $59, and then a month from now your card will be charged again unless you decide to cancel before then. There's a really simple button and you push it and it's very easy. This is paying month by month. So you stay as little or as long as you want. I wanted this to be affordable to anyone. That's why I picked the $59, because I knew it would be enough for you to be committed and take action while remaining affordable for anyone at any phase of their business. Option 2, this is the one that I would absolutely recommend if you can do it. Normally it's $708, but I give you 1 month instantly free when you buy the annual pass. 2 free in-person events, live events, and a goodie box with some fun and exciting things that I will mail out to you today when you join. And if you want to really make some changes, this is the one to do it. Okay. The 2 free events are bonus features that I've never done before in any of my coaching communities, but I'm so excited about it. And if you are not, you're not going to want to miss out on these events. So the first one is our VIP exclusive event on July 29th. Mark your calendar, big X's, in Provo, Utah. It's at the Provo City Library in their massive ballroom, the biggest room they had, because I know we're going to have a full house. If you buy the annual Elite Pass, which is option 2, $649, saves you a month right at checkout. You get 1 month free right away. So this month is free to you when you join today. You're going to get that free event where you come. You cannot buy tickets to this event. The only way you get to come is if you are an Elite Pass holder or you've been on subscription at the monthly $59 for 6 months or more. This is the last month that you can join where you're going to be able to qualify to come to that event. You don't want to miss out on this. It's going to be so good. We are going to all be there together. All you have to do is pay to get yourself there and your lodging and accommodations. But the event, it's an all-day event from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. is totally free. Okay. So, again, the only way to come is to be a member for 6 months, or you can buy an Elite year pass and come that way. You just pay for your travel and your hotel, and the event itself is free. We just spend the entire day together. You're going to be on your own for lunch, but we'd spend the entire day together having a blast. Now, I recommend option 2 if it fits in your budget, because I never teach the same course twice. And I really recommend that you stay in this program for a year, because it's a tremendous amount of time to be able to rewire your brain. Some of the things you've been believing and the stories you've been telling and your habits of thinking and feeling you've had for a really long time. And it's going to take a little time to rewire some of them. And a year is a good amount of time to see some progress. So if you decide you want to join me, you can go right now, and I have a $10 off coupon for your first month. Okay. So I want you to go to emilygibsoncoaching.com/shop, and it will take you to the page where you can sign up. And the code that you're going to enter in, I'm going to put it here for you. Oh, it's there. Good. I have such amazing assistants, don't I? The code is in the comment box. Thank you to my incredible team, my Beyond the Rank team. I love you. I cannot do this without you. It will take you to the page where you can sign up, and you're going to enter the code EVOLVE10 within the next 48 hours to get $10 off your first month. It will also give you $10 off every month that you remain on subscription. You're totally winning. You will need to use this code by Saturday, January 22nd at midnight Mountain Time to get this discount just for listening and watching this webinar. And it is such an awesome program that it's going to change your life forever. Now, once you are inside of my private coaching community, whether you do option 1 or option 2, you're going to have access to private coaching. I do not offer this anymore at all. People message me all the time saying, can I just schedule an hour with you? I'll pay anything. The answer is always no. Private coaching is only available to anyone in my member community. You pay your $59 membership, and then you can schedule a 45-minute spot as much as you want. You pay an extra $141 for that. For $141 extra, you'll get a 45-minute private session with me. This is something that people sometimes like when they want to talk about something that they don't want to work through in front of the group. But most people find they don't really need it. I just want to encourage you to come into the program, watch the orientation videos, watch the foundational videos, come to the new member call and monthly workshop, and then watch one coaching or listen to one coaching call a week, and it will totally transform your life. Like, you don't even understand how amazing this is going to be for you. If you're wondering if now is the right time to do something like this, when you have so many other things going on and you're struggling to trust yourself, I would just say to you that the perfect time to do something like this is when you have a lot on your plate, when you're trying to rank up, when you have a lot going on, when you feel lost or stuck, when you are wondering if you're meant to be doing what you're doing, and especially if you've done trainings before that didn't work. Now is the time, because you are here listening to this call right now with a little voice inside of you wondering, could this help? I know it will. It will change you in ways you can't even imagine right now. I've got you, and I'm going to show you how to believe that you've got you. If you're ready to go, just go ahead and sign up now. I'm so excited to work with you and help you learn to trust yourself like I have learned to trust myself. Let's go.